G'day everyone, Goober here with a crafting video for Torchlight SS4. I just finished, I was about to finish the recording when I looked down and I noticed that the little red light on my microphone was red, and that means that my entire video was muted. So I'm going to attempt a voiceover for this video and see if I can recall what I said, as it was quite a lucky craft and I don't want to redo it and waste 1,000 flame elements in for no reason. So in this video, I'll be going over how to select your item base and how to go through crafting and a piece of equipment. Now, my character is currently a life-based minion build. However, I would like to transition into an energy shield minion build, as you can scale energy shield really quite well with energy fortress as well as hero memories that give 85% additional minion energy shield. So what I'm about to do, I believe, is look at the market. And why am I taking so long? I can't remember what I was saying. I bought some flame sand for this. You can go into the market, search for the price, and then filter by unit price and select it that way. So how do we choose the base that we want to craft on? I wouldn't craft on this base specifically because I don't want any of those affixes. I want to find the lowest chance affix to have on the gear. Now, looking down the list, energy shield is a 5.7% chance to get, which is really quite high. Gear energy shield, come on, scroll down, scroll down. Come on. I waffle so much. So percent gear energy shield is 2.2% chance. Attack and block chance are also 4% chance. So it's really quite high to tap those on. All the resistances are 1.74% chance. Crit strike damage is really quite decent. So when we're looking for a base to buy off the marketplace, we want the first tier 1 affix that comes from a drop to be the lowest percent chance. So what we want is spell skill level, because it is a 0.02% chance to slam onto the item. If you were a crit based build, you would go with have fervor, which is 0.008% chance. So slamming that on prior to target crafting is probably extremely low, and you just wouldn't go for it, honestly. So if I was crafting an crit based glove, I would want have fervor as the tier 1 that I buy from the market. Otherwise, your chances of getting it are extremely low. Chance to deal double damage is also quite good if you deal damage directly. However, I'm minions, so that doesn't really do much for me. I'm just going to pause the recording and let the video go until okay, I'm already gone past it. So now we're going to look at the trade house and find the base that we're after. Go to gloves, int gloves, and looking at Elder Sage. Long Night Sorcerer's wristbands is also quite good if you use a ton of mana. It's a really quick way to recover your mana. Now we want item level 100 and gear plasticity of 200. I believe I forget to do targeted crafts on this one, but I'll fix it up in a second. And looking at tier 1 spell skill level, tier 0 is target crafted, so we don't have to set that here. Looking at the bases, we have 79 Flame Elementium, or I think I find one for 69 Flame Elementium for spell skill. However, we may as well look for a base that has 2 tier 1 affixes that would be suitable for our craft. So I'm going to star this 69 one as well. And then we'll go into a more advanced search. That's where I realized that it is a target crafted, so I need to remove that. It's just another search function. Whether to include target crafted, yes or no, hit no. Alright, that one has 10% lightning res, but it's not a tier 1 lightning res. So let's just go through how to add a condition group. So we want to retrieve one of the following results. So we just want resistance of fire, cold, lightning, and erosion. And we want that to be a tier 1 of all of those. You could set this to tier 2, however you need to remember that you will be using your plasticity to get it up to tier 1. So now the item must have +1 spell skill level, item level 100, 200 gear plasticity, not target crafted, and 1 tier 1 resistance. So it comes up with a pretty decent size set here. We've got tier 1 with lightning res. There's 2 tier 1s with lightning res, 2 tier 1s with erosion res. That one is probably pretty good for a Gamba if you want to tier 0 the spell skill and tier 0 the fire res and hope to remove the 2 crit strike ratings. However, the eliminates enemies under 8% life doesn't really do much for our build because we are a big damage item. So we've starred all the ones that we want to look at. This one here, like the 69 one, is a tier 3 lightning res. So getting that up to tier 1 is 40 additional flame elementium plus all of the plasticity that it would use to get that to tier 1. So it's not really worth getting that, even though it would be 6 flame elementium less. You may as well just go with the tier 1 lightning resistance. Here I was just checking on what resistances I need. Unequip that. I pretty much need all resistances. So I end up buying the gloves with lightning resist on it and crafting that up. So we'll buy the cheapest one for 115 flame elementium, claim that and get into finally crafting. I really need to salvage all the crap in my inventory so it's easier to search. So now we just want to lock those and go through and... I was wondering why there's no audio, but duh, I'm doing a voiceover because there's no audio. I didn't realize that it would mute the sounds of the game as well. However, we're in a menu, so whatever. So now we just want to go through and find a... Ideally, you would want to tap 3 tier 1s here that you don't have to upgrade at all. At a minimum, you want 1 other role that you would like to upgrade. I would love to have hit tier 1 energy shield here to upgrade that to or any purple energy shield to upgrade that to tier 1. However, here we have a tier 4 and a tier 3 crit strike rating, which is honestly quite decent. The fire damage to attacks does nothing for us. However, with the amount of plasticity that we have left over, we can potentially upgrade that tier 4 and the tier 3 to tier 1. This assists in the Gamba, which is the ultimate Ember upgrade. So I'll just wait until I select that. I don't know why I'm waffling so much. I already did. All right. So now that's practically free, and now it's 40 flame elementium for each of these tier 3s to get to tier 1, which honestly is just another 80 flame elementium total, which is really quite reasonable. So that's guaranteed to get to tier 1. And now we get into the Gamba part of the crafting. Well, the first Gamba part. Target crafting is also a pretty big Gamba area. So now we want the spell skill level to be tier 0, and then we could potentially put one of the others to tier 0 if this does not remove the one that we want. However, yeah. So this is just demonstrating that locking at this point does not matter. It's not a very good example because we remove the fire damage to attacks. However, just so you know, locking when you're going to Ultimate Ember does literally nothing. It can still remove ones that are locked at this point. Excuse me. So we're upgrading that. Ultimate Embers are about 70 flame elementium a pop. So this upgrade is 140 minimum FE. And we get lucky and remove the fire damage to attacks. Now we can make a choice here. We can go with a tier 0 lightning, cold, or crit strike rating. However, that also has a chance to remove the +2 spell skill level, which would be an absolute disaster. Which it's a fair bit more lightning res. However, we don't need all that extra lightning res. We don't need all that extra cold res. So it'd just be an ego thing. And then it's just one more thing that we'd have to target craft on when it removes something else. So now we go into target crafting and we find what we want. We want gear ES on the item. Block ratio, spell, and attack block might be nice. Armor damage mitigation penetration for minions might be quite nice. However, I just want as much energy shield as possible for my gloves for when I transition into ES. So I'm just going to go with gear ES and % gear ES. Now what we want to hit here is a tier 1 or a tier 0 energy shield. When I get all of my pieces, I'll probably come back to this item and try and get a tier 0 and a tier 1. However, it's a 1.75% chance and a 3.5% chance. And I've only got 1,000 flame elements in, so I want to try and get 1 to 2 pieces for my investment. I will stop with the voiceover shortly when I can catch up to where the video was. At this point, you're just spamming and waiting for a tier 1. If you're really greedy, you can go up to the tier reminder up here and set that from tier 1 to tier 0, and then you won't get that pop up at tier 1. It'll only pop up at tier 0. However, you can really burn through some currency at that point. So I got a tier 1 and a tier 5. I don't want tier 5, that's garbage, so I just go through and get another tier 1. A tier 4 is not horrendous. I would like a higher one, however, I'm a bit low on currency when going for item level 100 gear. So after you hit this point, all you want to do is go to your truth embers, which I should be doing very shortly. Come on, click it. There we go. And now you just want to re-roll and get as high stats as you can. I would like more gear ES flat, some more percentage, and we get it on the first tap, which is kind of crazy. Oh, why am I so tired? but yeah, so that is the gloves complete. Now I would like also to replace a ring, which I may as well just stop the voiceover now. Oh, almost forgot the gear empowerment. Trying to find it in my inventory of absolute garbage. I say absolute garbage, but it's all item level 100, 200 stuff. So you just want to put on your ultimate RNG and get it in 2. So that is the gloves. I might show on in the game what the difference is between those and my old gloves, and I'll be back in 2 seconds. Alrighty, now that we've caught up, we'll just compare the old gloves to the new gloves. So they're 26% less survival and 8% less damage because of the +2 spell skill level. So it's a really quite decent upgrade, and honestly, it was quite cheap to upgrade. So I might try and sell my old gloves. I don't know if anyone would actually want them. 25. Five. So maybe, I don't know, I'll chuck them up for 100 or so. I'll put them up for 115, which is what the base for the new ones were. Now we want to look at getting a ring. Now, the base that I am going for is a heated ring with gear plasticity of 200. I thought about trying to find one with a max of 99 so I could craft it cheaper. However, there is none because it's tier 1 base. So let's... Oh no, all the cheap ones are gone. There was one here for 15 a second ago. That's a damn shame. So anyway, now we want... Oh, here we go. 10% elemental res and erosion res. Why are we getting this particular base? Because that is the lowest % chance to slam onto these items, onto rings, for the ele res and erosion res. So that's the base that we want. We may as well get a second base as well. So we'll go back to our condition base search group. Minimum 1 search criteria. We want minion damage would be nice, or resistance. So we go erosion. This is the problem with searching. Now, looking at erosion res, that might be the right one. 26 to 35. We've got another one here. That's definitely the wrong one. We've got another one here. That's the wrong one. Got another one here. That might be the right one. That's just annoying. Then we got all the base affixes as well. Lightning is done twice. That's the wrong one. So it's probably the second one, to be honest, which would be this one, and not this one. Because all the ranges on this set are correct, so I would assume that the other erosion res is also correct. I don't need lightning, I don't need cold because of my gloves. So now it must retrieve rings that have 200 gear plasticity, 10 tier 1 elemental and erosion res, and one of the following: minion damage, erosion res, and fire res. So now we have... That did not work. It did work, I'm just dumb. All right, now we have them. So 44 Flame Elementium for... Wow, that's good for mana stackers. Well, not really, because the base is wrong. Anyway, I'm crapping on a bit too much. So I've got minion damage and Ellie Res. I'll probably buy one of those for 40, which is really quite reasonable. 44, that's 8%, 44 and 10% base. So let's buy that one. And try and craft on that. I can't believe it's Clergy Thinkings, a 33 Flame Elementum each. That makes me want to do Path of the Brave, honestly. I just mentioned salvaging all that crap. So now we want on here, we need a lot of erosion res. We need a lot of fire res. If we just install that now, we get a tiny bit of both, but we need erosion and fire if we can. So I've got minion and we've got elemental. If we tap a purple fire and erosion, that would be absolutely amazing. However, I don't have high hopes for that. We've got fire, 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 fire and erosion. Cold, fire, dex, cold. I'm also looking up the top for energy shield. Excuse me. Blimey. Alright, so fire and erosion. I don't know if I've got enough to get both of these to tier 1. So let's just test. Alright. Worst case scenario, we have a tier 1 and a tier 2. Now it's got a range of 25 to 46. We have 46 plasticity left. All we need is for it to use 45 or less plasticity. Let's go with erosion res. It used less than max, so now we can upgrade the last one to tier 1 as well. So we've had really, really good RNG at this point. So now I'm going to buy 2 ultimate embers, and I guarantee that it is going to screw the pooch. So what do we currently have? We currently have a pretty awesome base. But I need 2 ultimate embers. So trade house, items, embers, ultimate. There, no way. 31, 50. All right, so let's just search for 50. Price filter, unit price filter. I bought them for 70 yesterday. 50. I'll probably have to scroll through 300 pages of these just to get the one that I want, and I won't bore you with that. 34. That's crazy. Man, these have come down so much since yesterday. 34. Wow. That's amazing. Anyway. Alrighty, I had to search through another 237 pages. However, we found another one for 30 flame elementium, which is quite insanely lucky. I think I could have just bought one for 75, as most of them are up for 75, 70. However, I like doing things as cheap as possible, so honestly, I don't mind so much scrolling through 300 pages of these. If I have to, I would 100% rather the trade house just sort by price instead of listing all of these garbage ones. But that's how they've designed it. Will they change it? Probably not, honestly. It'd be nice. Or if when you set a price filter, it just showed you ones that had a max price of 50. That'd be amazing. But anyway, I was going to look for another couple just in case this fails. However, let's tap it and see what happens. Where is it? Oh, I'm wearing it. Alright, so upgrading to tier 0. We're going to go with this one. I want 15% all res. I would love to keep that and that. And remove the max ES. And it removed the fire res. So now we're going to have to do a second one. I probably shouldn't bother wasting on these, but I just wanted to get a decent couple of rolls. Now I have to get 2 more ultimate embers. I would like to get 2 more, just in case I need to do another ring, but I said I don't mind, but at this point it's getting a little bit ridiculous. 524 pages. This needs some fixing. Alrighty, that's enough clicking that. If this ring does not upgrade, then I guess we're not going to do another ring. Because I'm not clicking through 666 pages of that shit again. So now we just want to look at what res we've got. We need fire res, we need erosion res. So we've lost the fire res, that's why. We need a bit more erosion res. Minion damage would also be nice. However, I could go, if I get better erosion res on that. Let's lock these. It's not going to do anything. And that's the Gamba right there. So we removed the 2 tier 1s. We didn't remove the tier 0, but at this point you would need to get... Well, we've got a tier 5 on there, so it automatically sucks. But now we would need to get energy shield. If only that was own. Elemental destruction on hit might be nice for an elemental build. But we would want energy shield. Ah, it's already got it. It's got a crap roll of it too. Would need fire and erosion res. What? It's not guaranteed. And we just failed 254%. Another. Holy shit. Anyway, that ring didn't work out, which is a shame. I guess we'll go back to our old one. And at least we got 1 item. It's probably a good thing to show when things fail, but anywho. Bit of a shame that we didn't get a second item. But them's the breaks when you're crafting gear. I have crafted a couple of other items that are pretty okay. That's pretty decent. This one I could roll better. I have some currency that I may delete, possibly. Should I? Minion damage. Crit, crit. Oh, derp. Minion skill level. I was like, why is it grayed out and not letting me reforge? Alright. We've got 600 flame elementium. Can we get a tier 0 minion skill level? Yeah. And then any of these is, well, it's a 100% chance to put these on. So let's just hit a... That's pretty horrible. We've still got 500 flame elementium. Come on, flame elementium. T0. Come on, give me another T0. I'll even take a triple T1. Come on. Please. Please, game. T1. T4. T0. I'll take it. So now we just need 2. And close to 120 crit struck damage, 99, 94, 108. I've got, oops, what was that? 2, okay. 113 plus 2 minion skill level. It's an upgrade over what I had. Alright, that's all I've got. Thanks for watching. And if I ever get mega rich, I can take this down to Patty, go Dream Interpretation. We can throw in this. Has to unequip it, whatever. And then Haunting Dream, which is the super expensive one. So 10 of these. But you can get +2 spell skill level. That would be insane. Or 40% aura effect. That'd be insane. Will it happen? Probably not. You don't get to target select that stuff. I might put that one as my main hand. Just because it's a fair bit better. Anywho, that made up for the ring, honestly. That's pretty nuts. I'm really happy with that. Anywho, see you in the next video. Cheers.